Hey guys, so I just wanted to make this little video because I intended for the conditional statements assignment to be a pretty easy and straightforward thing, but a lot of students seem to have gotten confused with it. So I just want to kind of clarify. I had given an example in that question about how I wanted your answer to look. So we had the original, and then I listed out an inverse, converse, and contrapositive. This meant in your answer, I was looking for 4 different sentences. I was looking for your original, your inverse, converse, and contrapositive. Now, I do want to say that a lot of you had 4 very good original sentences, but in your pursuit of originality, we kind of forgot about the structure of mathematics. So it was very interesting to see what some of you had written, but it wasn't in the format I was looking for the assignment. And the bad part about that is I needed to make sure you understood what these 4 looked like. And if I wasn't able to discern that you understood, I had to kind of take points off. But I don't want that to be the end all. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So I wanted to talk about the structure a little bit more. So like I said, I had a lot of really great things. I'm just going to pull a simple example that's a bit different from the one I wrote. So I'll do, if I am hungry, then I will eat. So the structure of a conditional statement is what makes it a conditional statement. This would no longer be a conditional statement if I just said, I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat. It's the same idea for sure, but the conditional statement is the if-then form. So we have to be a little bit strict about that. If I'm writing a conditional statement, it's gotta be an if-then form. It is not a conditional statement if I just say something that doesn't fit that format, like, if I'm hungry, I'll eat, because I'm missing the then. If I am hungry, then I will eat. The reason it's important is because this is part of the logical statement behind it. It's saying that as a result of being hungry, I will eat. Every time I'm hungry, I will eat. So that structure is important to it. Whereas if I just say, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat, that doesn't have the same logical implication as a conditional statement. And these examples aren't exactly mathematical, so it doesn't matter too much. But the point of the assignment was for me to see if you understood conditional statements. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of creativity to come up with your own instead of just giving you a bunch of boring ones. So then when I take this statement and I find the inverse, converse, and contrapositive, I have to keep my hypothesis and conclusion the same. So my hypothesis is the part that comes after if, which says I am hungry. So every time I have a hypothesis, I have to put I am hungry. I cannot change it to something else, even if it makes sense for me to change it to something else. Because a lot of you had good logic in it, but it wasn't following the format. And I really needed to see that format. So if I want to find the inverse, I'm going to do the not. I'm going to put the nots and negate both of my statements. I'm still starting with if, but if I am not hungry. And I have to include my then I will not eat. So I still have my if and my then. My hypothesis is still about being hungry, and my conclusion is still about eating. But now it says if I'm not hungry, then I will not eat. Man, I wish that was true because I eat out of boredom all the time, especially when it comes to sweets. Anyway, we want to make sure that that structure is still there. So then when I get to converse, I'm going to switch it. That's my flip-flop. So I'm going to take my conclusion and write it first. If I will eat, and now here's where we have to get a little creative with the English, because if I will eat is a little bit of weird grammar. So I might say, if I am eating, or, you know, if I'm going to eat, or something like that, but essentially saying the same action of eating. So if I am eating, then I was hungry, or then I am hungry. All of those would work. I'm still using the action of eating and the state of being hungry as my two pieces, but now I've flipped them. And that means I had to change how it was written just a little bit, just so it made grammatical sense, but the ideas are still the same. And then lastly, for the contrapositive, this one was messed up a lot. So I want to make sure that we're understanding we are both negating and switching. So I'm going to do the nots and I'm going to flip-flop it. So I have to put the part about eating first again, like this. So if I am not eating, then I am not hungry. So some statements take a little bit more playing around than others to get them to make grammatical sense, but the same idea should always be the same. So I'm just highlighting that hypothesis and conclusion so that we can see in the first two, it went pink, then blue. And then when I got to the converse, it went blue, then pink. So I switched it. And same with the contrapositive, it went blue, then pink. So I switched it. So this is kind of what I was expecting for you guys to do in your answer. And again, I really want us all to do well with this and to really understand this concept. So I'm really hoping that this video kind of helps clear up what I was expecting from the assignment. And hopefully you guys can go back in and redo it. I thought that I would easily be able to put comments on your grades to let you know what you did wrong, but it was really difficult and I would have to individually email all of you or individually go back and do it. So it was harder than I thought. So this is kind of the way I'm addressing everybody. And I hope that's okay. I don't want to take too much longer for this video, but please go back in, try a second attempt if your grade was not so great, because I don't want to leave you guys hanging with that grade. And I didn't want you guys to wonder what you did wrong without really knowing. So this is the format I was looking for. I needed to see 4 different statements that had the same hypothesis and conclusion to them. So I didn't want it to suddenly change to, if I am hungry, then I eat a burger, because I never said anything about eating a burger in my original. So it changed the statement and it now became a different statement. We want these all to be the same variations of the same statement. If I start throwing in different foods, now they're becoming different statements. So I hope that makes some sense, and I hope it cleared up some things. Just reach out to me if you have any specific questions, and I'll stop this video now. All right, see ya.